In this video, I'm going to talk about the most frequent Social Security concerns expressed by the viewers, sometimes dozens and dozens of times. Coming up next on Holy Schmidt.
Holy Schmidt!
Do you have frequent concerns about the state of Social Security? Well, if so, you're not alone. On this channel, I receive comments expressing concern, dismay, even anger at some of the things happening with Social Security. Coming up next, I'm going to go through what the viewers' most frequent concerns are, sometimes listed dozens, even hundreds of times in the case of one or two. And I will also give you my view on whether I think those concerns will materialize into something real or if they're just going to pass by. By the way, many of you know in the month of November I participated in Movember to raise funds for cancer research. What I didn't expect was a major contribution from one of the viewers on the channel who has requested to remain anonymous. So in honor of Anonymous and others that contributed, I'm going to post a picture of what happens at the end of Movember. My daughter had a little bit of fun with blue and purple dye, and she dyed my beard blue on one side and purple on the other. Thank you for your generous contribution, Anonymous. I very much appreciate it. Look for my next beard in November of next year. Now let's get right into it. Fear number 7 is take it early because you may not be here when it's time to take it late. Here are the facts around this. The older you are, the less likely that this particular event will occur. The fact is, every time you reach a particular age, your expected longevity extends. And it keeps happening in shorter and shorter intervals until you don't have a lot of extension left. So if you've reached age 62 and you're healthy, there's a very good chance you're going to blow way past the mortality tables that you saw when you were growing up. Conversely, the older you are, the more you will have paid into the system. And the fact is, some people are unlucky and some people are really lucky. And so I don't have a view on this one. It's really going to depend on your personal situation, of course. Fear number 6, inflation will make your payment worth less. Not worthless, worth less. Here are the facts. There is a cost of living allowance adjustment in Social Security which tracks a basket of goods and the price of the items in that basket. And they range from rental expense to the cost of a loaf of bread. However, that basket does not differentiate between senior inflation and regular inflation, with the primary difference being medical expenses. And this becomes a much bigger issue the older you get. So a great way to protect yourself is to get a great Medicare supplement plan that can help defray some or even all of the medical costs. By the way, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so that others can find it as well. YouTube uses the thumbs up as its algorithm to raise a video in the search results, and I want to share this information with as many people as possible. Fear number 5, if I don't wait until full retirement age, I'll be really poor when I need the money the most. Here are the facts. The payment at age 62 is 70% of the payment at full retirement age. And the payment at age 70 is 124% of the payment at full retirement age. This is for the primary earner in the house, not the spousal benefit, the primary benefit. Therefore, the difference between age 62 and 70 is 77% more at age 70 than at age 62. The fact is, some people just can't wait. See my video, 7 Good Reasons to Take Social Security at age 62 for more information on this. Also, for those of you that are on Instagram, I've recently joined Instagram myself. I'd love it if you came over and followed me. The handle is called @the_Schmidt list. I have a lot of information on Social Security there. It's different than what we have here, and you also get to see a different side of me. The next point, fear number 4. If I wait until full retirement age, my health will decline and I may not be able to enjoy the money the way that I would at age 62 or 63. Here are the facts behind this. By definition, if full retirement age is age 67, then your healthy years will be 5 years less than age 62. That doesn't mean that you won't have a lot of healthy years ahead of you, but you'll just have 5 less of them than if you had taken the benefits at age 62. The second point is that people start to age at a faster rate at some point. That point will depend on each individual. And just for completeness, this is the counterpoint to fear number 5. Spend it while you're young because you may not be able to enjoy it when you're older. Fear number 3. The government will change the terms on me, so I need to take it now and lock it in ASAP. Here's a fact, and probably the one that drives this fear, and that is full retirement age changes depending on when you were born. This is why people reaching full retirement age in 2020 were 66, but those reaching full retirement age in 2027 will need to be 67. There's currently a scale that raises full retirement age by 2 months every year in between 2020 and 2027. That scale wasn't always built into the Social Security system, and it was due to a change in the Social Security legislation. That would seem to be the most likely outcome here. It's a sneaky way to reduce your benefits by reducing the number of payments. Remember, the dollar amount and number of payments is what affects the Social Security pool. But it's also unlikely that they will go back and retroactively change that scale on you once your age is published in the table. However, it very will likely affect those a generation behind you. Now, there are possible changes that could sneak up on you, in my humble opinion. The first is that employees and employers will pay more into Social Security without a corresponding increase in benefits. The next is that more of your benefits will become taxable than they currently are. And third, the working penalty will increase. Fear number 2, often cited on the channel: the U.S. government will go bankrupt. The facts are, the headlines are scary. The U.S. government is constantly blowing through the spending caps it has in place, and it seems annually there is a need for a special congressional emergency spending approval. As of October 1st, 2020, the U.S. government is $27 trillion in debt, and that number goes up every single year. And the fact is, the government isn't great at procurement. We've all heard the story about the $400 toilet seat, the $600 wrench, and the $2,000 car cover. Still, that last point doesn't happen nearly as much as it used to, fortunately. But here's why the U.S. government is highly unlikely to go bankrupt, in our lifetime anyway. The U.S. government does not have economic restrictions like a corporation. They operate more like a utility. Corporations have customers that have a choice. So instead of buying the iPhone, they go out and buy the Samsung, causing Apple to go out of business. But like a regulated utility, customers, i.e. us, have no other options. We have to use the services of the USA. Unlike a regulated utility, you can't just go off the grid and shut off services and put up solar panels. You must continue to pay even if they double or triple your price, i.e. your taxes. If not, you go to prison. That's a pretty strong motivator. Finally, the US can always cheat. It can just print more money and repay all of the debt with a devalued currency if it really wanted to. Finally, the number one fear: the Social Security Administration will just run out of money and cancel Social Security for everyone, including the 64 million seniors currently drawing on the funds. Here are the facts around that point. The Social Security Trust Fund states that benefits are expected to be paid in full until the year 2035. That may be different because of the coronavirus, but this was a number that was cited on October 1st of this year. After 2035, the current 12.4% tax will cover 76% of scheduled payments. So if they do nothing else, they won't run out of money. They'll just use the money that's coming in to pay 76% of the payments that need to go out. Moving the payroll tax from 12.4% to 14.4% will fund Social Security in full until 2075. The fact is, if the U.S. government made major changes or cancellations, they'd have to contend with 64 million seniors, most of which need and paid for Social Security to live. This would be unpalatable. The more likely outcome is that future generations, with time to plan, will feel the effects through slightly higher payroll taxes and stealth benefit reductions, such as those mentioned earlier, extending the period to reach FRA, taxing more of the benefits, etc. Those are the 7 most frequent that I've seen on the channel. What's your biggest concern? Let us know in the comment section below. The bottom line is this: 64 million seniors is a ridiculously large voting bloc, and making any major change to Social Security would have the candidates thrown out of office. If you're close to or currently receiving Social Security benefits, look for marginal changes, not wholesale changes to your benefits. If you're a little farther away, look for slightly higher payroll taxes and greater taxes on your Social Security payments. In my next video, I will talk about the downside to working while collecting Social Security, so make sure you click subscribe and notifications so that you get alerted the next time I post a video. Also, check out this video here to learn if you should take Social Security now and invest it or wait until full retirement age. This is Jeff Schmidt. Thanks for watching.